Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. I am Mario Rosales, your Director of Advanced Academics. We oversee quite a number of programs in our district. So this is part two of a three-part series. Part one, we pretty much discuss the magnet programs. Part two, it's the AP, pre-AP programs. So if your friend, your colleague was not able to make it today, this session is being recorded. Si habla español, también tenemos los aparatos para que están traduciendo la presentación en español. All right, so some announcements before we begin. On February the 13th, part three of the three-part series will be held here at 6 p.m. also, and this is to review the Early Start Pathway program. It is not the Early College program, this is the Early Start Pathway program. So if your child was not able to get into the early college because of the lottery process, then they have an opportunity to get into the Early Start Pathway program. It is a dual credit program, just like the early college program, but the opportunity to earn these credits is more flexible. You could get so many during the school year, you can get some during the summer programs, and you can even have your child take courses in the evening or during what they call the winter semester. We also had a pamphlet in English and in Spanish that pretty much provides a list of all the AP courses that we have in place at most of the high schools. Remember that the AP courses are not all offered at each of our campuses. Only certain campuses have more than others, and that is all due to demand. So it all depends on the students, what they want to take, and based on that demand, we have the courses that we have in place. So, let me give you an overview of what this is all about in terms of information. So I have some students, and I have some AP teachers, and I also have the AP campus coordinators. These are the administrators that oversee the AP, pre-AP program. So in a moment, I will introduce them to you. And they're actually going to tell you a little bit about why they're here. And then as I go through the presentation, I'll be asking questions to the students and to the teachers, as well as to the administrators, so that they can give you their perspective on these programs and the programs that they pretty much oversee. So let's start off with Alexander High School. We'll start off with the AP coordinator, the assistant principal in charge of the program at Alexander High School. So if you can introduce yourself and your students that are here.
Good evening. I'm Priscilla Leja. I'm the interim early college dean, and I also oversee the AP program that we have on campus. And with us today, we have our teachers, Ms. Mercedes Oronoz. I also have our AP teacher, Mr. Ricardo Aguilar. Also, Ms. Daniela Nunez. And I will allow our students as well to introduce ourselves, so I can go ahead and pass the mic.
Yeah, if you can give us your grade level, that would really help us.
My name is Laura Santos. I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Kainan, and I'm in 12th grade as well.
My name is Eric Garcia, and I'm in 12th grade as well.
I'm Dylan Salinas, and I'm also in 12th grade.
Thank you. And we have United High School, Ms. Alarcon.
Good evening. My name is Maria Alarcon. I'm the magnet dean, and I oversee the AP program at United High School. At this time, I'm going to pass the mic so the teachers can introduce themselves and tell you what subject in AP they teach, and then the students will have their turn to introduce themselves.
Janet Haverkamp, and I teach AP Environmental Science.
Janet Perez, and I teach AP Language, Spanish, Language and Culture.
Viri Rodriguez, and I teach AP Language and Culture.
My name is Tina Arceniega. I teach AP English Language and Composition, that's for juniors, And I also teach AP Literature and Composition, that's for seniors.
My name is Deborah Paredes. I teach AP Pre-Calculus.
My name is Rolando Vela, and I am a senior who has been awarded AP Scholar with distinction.
My name is Diego Lopez. I'm an AP Scholar with honors, and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name is Abigail Galindo, and I'm a senior that has AP Scholar with honors.
Hi, I'm Athena Aguilera, and I'm a senior that has AP Scholar with distinction.
Hi, my name is Henry Dang, and I'm also a 12th grader with AP Scholar distinction.
And we'll also discuss what that means in terms of the AP Scholar with distinction, with honor, and so on. So we'll talk a little bit about that. United South with Mr. Koroma.
Hello, I'm Joshua Villarreal, and I'm a senior at United South High School.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Eva Ornelas, and I am a senior.
Hi, good evening. My name is Daniela Granados, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Justin Solis, and I teach AP US History.
Good evening, Rebecca Gonzalez, and I teach U.S. History 1302.
Good afternoon, my name is Adriana Hernandez, and I teach Spanish 5, Literature and Culture.
Good evening, my name is Sene Koroma. I am the Dean of the Magnet School at United South High School, and I also oversee the AP program and the pre-AP program at United South High School.
And we have LBJ High School, Mr. Tim McHugh.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim McHugh. I'm an assistant principal at Lyndon B. Johnson High School. I do facilitate the AP program, and I'd like to welcome everybody again for showing up tonight.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Araceli Rios. I teach AP English Literature and Composition and AP English Language and Composition.
Hello, I'm Gabriela Montante. I teach AP Spanish Language and Culture and AP Spanish Literature.
Good evening. My name is Rolando Vitala. I'm a 12th grader at LBJ High School, and I am an AP Scholar with honors.
Hello, I'm Abigail Cadena, and I've taught AP Pre-Calculus.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Miss Melissa Spino. I teach AP Biology and AP Environmental Science at LBJ.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Renteria, and I teach AP Chemistry.
Good evening, my name is Blanca Lopez, and I'm a proud teacher. I'm very proud to be teaching AP Pre-Calculus at LBJ.
Hi, my name is Bianca Gaitan, and I am a junior at LBJ.
And I will introduce our department, the Department of Advanced Academics, GT. And we have Ms. Lanese back there. She's the person interpreting the presentation in Spanish. And she would like for you to talk so that she can interpret English into Spanish. Okay. And we also have the two ladies that are helping us in our office. We have Miss Amelia Moore and Miss Dora Hall. So welcome again, and like I said, this is being recorded, so as soon as the recording is ready, we convert it to YouTube, and then we post it on the Advanced Academics website. So if you want to go back and listen to certain components that you wanted to hear more about, we'll have that as well. So remember that the United Independent School District is committed to every student's success, so we do have these AP programs, Advanced Placement, and they are open to anyone, and they play an important role in that success for that student, especially when they're preparing to go to college. Now, unlike the dual credit program, the Advanced Placement program is you take the course, then you pretty much take the exam, and if you get a 3 or better on the exam, then you get college credit depending on where you're going, whether it be in the state of Texas or whether it be outside the state. All right? So this is what we're going to cover. What are advanced placement courses? The benefits, the AP exams we offer. What is it like to take AP? And you'll hear it from the perspective of the students and the teachers. Next steps is to convince your child or help them make the right choice. And make sure that you speak with your counselor so that way they can get the courses that they want. And then we'll have some question and answer. You'll ask the question. We have 2 mics up front. So we have time, we'll ask some questions and then address them to whatever campus you would like to hear the answer from. And they'll try to give you their best answer. All right. Now again, I did say that this recording will be on the Advanced Academics website. And there's all sorts of information at this website. So it's uisd.net. Is it possible? Let's see. I just opened the link. Well, I guess we're having technical difficulties. But if you go to uisd.net under Departments, Advanced Academics, you'll see all the information that's at our website. And you'll be able to access whatever you need. If not, you can always email us and we'll be able to give you the information that you need. All right. So what are the basics here? Advanced placement courses are college level courses that are offered in high school. Actually, all the high schools offer a certain number of courses. Courses reflect what is taught in the top introductory college courses. And this is determined by a committee made up of different college professors from around the nation that decide what needs to be taught for that particular course. Students take AP exams at the end of the course, and I mentioned May, measuring their mastery of college level work. A score of 3 or better on an AP exam can typically earn students college credit and or placement into advanced courses in college. And it varies by the type of college that they're going to or university. Just keep in mind that when they take these exams, if they get a 3 or better, and depending on how many they take, they'll get a distinction every year that they're in high school. And you hurt them by saying that I'm an AP scholar with distinction, I'm an AP scholar with honors, I'm an AP scholar. So these are some of the courses that we offer in our district. We have AP Drawing, Art Drawing, AP Art 2D Art and Design, English Language and Composition, English Literature and Composition. We have History and Social Sciences, European History, Macroeconomics, Microeconomics, United States Government and Politics, United States History, Psychology, World History, Human Geography, Comparative Government and Politics. And then we also have the STEM courses, Calculus AB, Calculus BC, Computer Science A, Statistics, Computer Science Principal, and Pre-Calculus. And in the sciences, we have the biology, the chemistry, the environmental science, Physics 1, Physics 2, Physics C, Mechanics. And the world languages, Spanish language and culture, and Spanish literature and culture. Now keep in mind that these courses are not limited to whether a student wants to challenge an exam. If we do not offer that exam, the student can challenge the exam and pretty much see if they can get a 3 or better based on their preparation. So whatever's not listed here, if the student wants to challenge the exam, it'll be possible. All right, so then last year there were approximately 2,549 AP exams taken at United ISD. There were 79 AP scholars, 25 AP scholars with honor, and 41 AP scholars with distinction. So I'm going to ask a student from Alexander to explain to us the difference between the 3 in terms of how many AP courses they need to take, they need to have taken, and what average they need to have if they can give us that information. So who would like to answer that from Alexander High School?
Okay, so an AP Scholar is if you've taken a minimum of 3 AP tests and passed them with a 3. An AP Scholar with Honor is if you've taken at least 4 tests and you've gotten an average score of at least 3.25. An AP Scholar with Distinction is if you've taken at least 5 AP tests with an average score of 3.5 or higher. Oh, and I am a AP Scholar with Distinction.
Thank you. So I'm going to ask a teacher from United High School if they can give us some input as to what type of training is required to teach an AP course.
Well, every summer, if we are designated as an AP teacher, every other summer we're required to take an AP extension class of some kind that keeps us up to date on any changes in College Board and new methods of teaching the course. And some of us also, and I am one, score essays for College Board. So every summer I spend a week reading and scoring the essays that are written for the AP English Language and the AP English Literature exam. So that opportunity to spend a week talking with AP teachers around the country also benefits our students here at school. And I'm not the only person who reads for College Board. I'm sure there are many others up here on the stage also. But we're in touch. We have groups around the country, and we're in touch with other teachers that teach our same area, and there's a constant exchange of ideas and even lessons. So it's a pretty enriched community.
Thank you. So, question for the student at United South High School. What is unique about an AP course that you would not be getting in a regular high school course?
Hi, I would say the main difference between your AP courses and a regular course is just the rigorous curriculum that you are introduced to. They are definitely made for you to prepare for college, and they're definitely college leveled. I was able to take AP Pre-Calculus, which was the first time that AP Pre-Calculus was tested last May. And I can say that I appreciated taking it during second semester, so I didn't have to wait that awkward gap between fall and the spring. And it went beyond just learning concepts, but more about mastering them and applying them to multiple real-world ideas.
Thank you. So a student in LBJ High School, if you can tell us if you're also in the early college program or the early start pathway program, and how does that complement the advanced placement courses that you're taking?
Hello, I'm in the early college program as well as taking multiple AP classes and AP courses. And they do work hand in hand. They really get you college ready, and it is difficult. I know it's really difficult, and the early college, it really complements the AP courses, because when you go to college, you're already going to have a lot of your basic courses done, and it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money. Also, they complement each other in the way that they're very similar. There's not really that much of a gap between them in terms of difficulty. There's this sort of consistent sort of work that you have to put in, and it is difficult, but it is also very rewarding because it prepares you for college if you're interested, and also, like I said, saves you time and money.
Thank you. This is for Alexander High School. If you can tell us what additional support is provided to you as a student at Alexander High School to be able to do well in these courses.
I mean, in general, we, like our teachers, have the opportunity to prepare us well throughout the semester. But besides that, we often have, towards getting closer to the exam dates, we have after-school tutorials to help prepare us more. And we as students always have access to the College Board resources if we want to study on our own, or kind of tune out some of the kinks in the studying. And overall, that just helps us prepare more throughout the semester so that we're able to excel and do well in all of our exams at the end of the year.
Thank you.
And just some of the AP courses offered do have like an extension course that you can take, the CLARC classes, and they're like an extra 9 weeks or an extra semester where it like grants you the opportunity to go more in depth in the topics covered in each particular course.
Are you taking a CLARC course?
Yes, I'm currently taking a CLARC course for AP Calculus BC.
Very good. We have a teacher from United High School. Can you tell us a little bit about Albert I.O.?
So Albert.io is a learning resource that we use. The district does purchase it for us, and we assign different assignments to the students, and it has very high-level questions for them, sometimes higher than the AP exam, just so that they are more prepared when they take the AP exam, that they're already familiar with the style of college-level questions, so that they can achieve more. And then when they're getting closer to the exam, like I have some of my students from the fall where I've already opened up all the practice questions for them, and so some students are going in every day doing a little bit of practice, and that helps them when they're in the timed situation for the exam, they're answering them more accurately.
Thank you. So a little bit about the benefits. You heard a lot. So what essentially I've heard so far is that students learn rigorous college-level content and skills based on the preparation the teachers have had, as well as the type of preparation the student is getting from the teacher. Taking AP is valued in the college admission process, so most of them have found out that by applying to college, they like to see AP courses on their transcript. AP courses are interesting and rewarding academic experiences, and some of them will tell you before we leave tonight how they've grown accustomed to being with that particular teacher that nurtures them to be able to succeed. And the opportunity to earn valuable credit and placement in college is what counts the most. It saves your parents money. So keep that in mind. You know that 85% of selective colleges and universities report that a student's AP experience favorably impacts admission decisions. So if you know anybody, college admission person, ask them and they'll tell you the same thing. Colleges rank grades in college preparatory courses and strength of curriculum as the two top factors in the admission decision. Sometimes you know that the AP courses are a lot harder than the dual credit courses that are offered by TAMU or Loreto College. AP courses tell college admission officials that students are challenging themselves and preparing for the rigors they'll encounter in their college careers. And remember that I mentioned that they're more rigorous than the dual credit courses that are offered through the early college program or the Early Start Pathway program. And that's because the teachers are so passionate about what they need to cover before that the student takes that exam in May. So taking the AP course helps students build critical thinking skills, confidence, and the essential time management and study skills needed for college success. And you saw how they respond to the questions. They haven't really prepared for any of these questions. They're just, I'm just throwing questions at them and they're answering them based on what they know. Nationally, research shows that students who score 3 or higher on an AP exam typically earn higher grade point averages in college and have higher graduation rates than their non-AP peers, which translates into less time in college, they graduate faster, and you don't get to spend as much on their education. I have a question for a teacher at United South. What impact do you hope to have on your students, and how are you preparing them for the future?
Well, I hope that the students, what they take from the classroom and what they're learning, especially in an AP environment, is that it prepares them better for the experience that they're going to have in college. Because a lot of the rigor, a lot of the things that they do, especially the discussions that they have, is similar to what they're going to be experiencing. So I'm hoping that they take what we're doing in there, and they apply it later on as they pursue higher education.
Thank you. So remember that I had mentioned saving money, and just to give you an idea, if the students take AP courses and they are successful with them, only 1 in 4 college students completes a bachelor's degree in 4 years, but if by taking these AP courses, that number goes up. So just to give you an idea, the average cost of college for a single year is about $27,290, and that includes tuition, fees, room and board, miscellaneous expenses. And this is from data in 2022. So can you imagine by how much it's increased already? So again, by taking AP courses, you're reducing the amount of time that they are going to be in college, and as a result, they save money, and they're ready to go places, and hopefully start working on their master's, PhD, and so on. All right, so when students earn college credit through AP exams, their options and opportunities expand. I'm going to give you a site, and by going to this site, depending on what college or university you go to, it'll tell you how many credits, college credits, you can get by getting a 3 or better on an AP exam. All right? So most of the stuff, the reason for getting a 3 or better is because you get moved up to upper level college courses sooner. So in other words, you're not really starting as a freshman, you may be starting as a sophomore or a junior because of all those credits that you're getting. Pursue a double major. You know, you might want to get 2 majors instead of just 1, because usually you get a major and a minor. And gain time to study and travel abroad. So I want to ask Mr. Aguilar about study and travel abroad. Tell us something about that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Aguilar. I teach AP English Literature and sometimes language at Alexander, and I have had multiple students that have earned credits through success on their AP exams, and then in turn gives them a little leeway to then spend semesters abroad. I've had students that have studied in South Africa, Germany, Thailand. I saw one of my former students, interestingly enough, which I had never heard of this, she did and participated in something called Semester at Sea. And I met with her because I happened to be traveling, and I had her tell me a little bit about it. And we met I was in Singapore, and she was doing a semester at sea, so pretty much she attributed to the success she had on the AP exam. So she went to Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, and Malaysia. And she said that all the preparation that she had in school pretty much allowed her to have a year where she could partake in these meaningful experiences. And that she attributed to the success she had on her AP exams. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to reiterate, all of these high school AP teachers have very high expectations, and that allows the students to have good critical thinking skills, good analysis, good syntheses, evidence, multiple perspectives, and they're in clear written and verbal communication. So you can hear them express themselves without any problems. So let's talk about the AP exams in a little bit more detail. So these exams are administered in May of each year. They're usually set 2 weeks aside in May. It's usually the first 2 weeks in May. And they're typically 2 to 3 hours and include multiple choice questions, free response items such as essays, problem solving, document-based questions, and oral response. When I say oral response, we're talking about the AP Spanish language exam. And I would like to ask somebody from LBJ if they would like to expand on that, unless United South would like to do that. LBJ, did anybody take AP Spanish language?
Okay, the AP Spanish exam, I'm pretty sure it was a 3-hour exam that was divided into, I think, 2 portions or 2 portions. It was a sort of on paper portion and then an oral portion. And, you know, the written portion, it was your standard. It's sort of like a large English test, except it's, you know, of course in Spanish. And then the oral exam, it's you have to answer prompts. They give you like a prompt. They give you, I think, 2 prompts. Is it? Yeah, they have to. Yeah, it's a conversation, like a pre-recorded conversation that you have to respond to, and oh yeah, cordial comparison. Yeah, and you basically have to have sort of a little bit of prior knowledge on Latin American countries in order to succeed in these. I don't know if you wanted to add on it. Maybe. No. Okay.
So, based on my statistics, 95% of the students that take an AP Spanish language exam get a 3 or better. 95%. So that's the highest percentage we have in our district. I have another question for a teacher at United South. Teacher, what's special about the AP exam that your students take and the AP courses that you teach?
During the semester, we teach document-based questions where the student has to answer questions based on historical documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And so, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. What's special about the AP exam that your students take and the AP courses that you teach?
Okay, so like I was saying, part of the exam is the document-based question, and I think that once a student starts getting more and more, doing more and more research on it and understanding it on a better level, I think that they can answer that question in the best way that they can on the exam. So for me, as a teacher with this exam, just showing the students the different types of documents that are historical documents that are out there, so that they can answer the question accordingly.
Thank you.
Yes.
So how much does this exam cost? Well, it's $99 per exam, but we do offer incentives, so you're actually paying $40 if you're not economically disadvantaged and $20 if you are. So for every exam you want to take, that's pretty much how much you pay, because the district supplements, as well as the state, as well as the federal government, supplement with extra funding for that. So the problem with the ordering is that if you're not taking the course, you can challenge the exam, but you have to order it in the fall. But if you're going to be taking the exam in the spring, you can order it till March 14th this year. So check with your campus AP coordinator in case you're interested in challenging an exam, especially if you're not taking the course, and see if they can cover some of those late fees. So like I mentioned before, College Board gives them an extra $37 credit if they're economically in need. In Texas, the state pitches in another $27. And essentially what this boils down to is that your cost for taking an exam, if you're economically disadvantaged, is not $99, it's $35. So if you're only paying $20, that means that the federal government is picking up the other $15. Okay. So just to give you an idea that we do have support for that. And I'm going to ask the AP coordinator at United High School to see if she has anything else to add when students order exams.
It all depends on the school that we are at, but in some instances, we're able to cover for students who are taking the CELAR, which is the extra class, we're able to cover for their exam, being that they're taking an extra spot. Instead of taking another class, they take the CELAR and they're preparing for the exam. But for the most part, the cost, the students don't see it as a huge cost, or their parents, because they know the benefits of it. At the end, once they pass the exam, like Mr. Rosales explained, they can claim credit at the college, and they are going to be saving more than just $40 or $20.
Thank you. And this is the link that I was telling you about, that if you're not sure about the AP exam you're taking, if you go to that link, you'll notice that you can input the course that you're taking. And if you scroll down, you can find your college. And if you do that, it'll pretty much give you information as to how many credits the university or college will give you if you get a 3, a 4, or a 5 on the exam. So again, the most popular one is AP Spanish Language. I believe A&M College Station gives you up to more than 15 hours of credit if you get a 3 or better. UT, the same thing. LC, the same thing. TAMIU is very limited in the amount of credits that they get for AP Spanish Language. But I mean, you can consider other courses that if you get a 3 or better, they'll give you credit as well, depending on which college you want to go to. So this is the link that I was mentioning. So if you download this presentation whenever we have it ready, I think it's already posted, the presentation. It's in English and Spanish. And you can download the PowerPoint presentation, click on the link. It'll take you to this particular site. You punch in the college that you're going to or university and the course that you're taking, and it'll tell you, it'll come out pretty much gives you an idea of how many credits you're going to be getting if you get a 3 or better. So depending on whether you get a 3, 4, or 5, you get more credits. So if you get a 5, you get more credits than if you get a 3. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about how much money you're going to save if you were to go to TAMIU, Texas A&M International. So just to give you an idea, the cost of a 1 3-hour course at TAMIU is $1,281.35. The cost of an AP exam is $99. So you're actually saving $1,380.35 if you get a 3 or better. If you were to take 12 hours at TAMIU, that's 4 classes, that's $4,118.70. If you just pay for 4 exams, it's about $396. So you'll be saving your parents, if you get a 3 or better, $4,514.70. Now, if you look at the other column, that's if you're economically disadvantaged. The cost stays the same, but what's really lower is the amount that you're paying for the exam. Instead of $99, you're only paying $35. So you're actually saving $1,316.35 because you're not paying that much for the exam. The same thing with 4 exams. You'll be paying $140 instead of $396. So just keep that in mind. But also, before you take an exam and before you think they're going to give you all these college credits, it is wise to use that site so that way you can get an idea of whether you're actually going to get that credit from whatever college or university you're going to. All right? So you already heard from the students what is it like to take AP, but I'm going to ask them again so that way they can go into more detail. And I'm going to show you some myth and reality so that way you can get an idea that it's not as bad as you think. So give it a try. So we'll start off with Alexander. Can you tell us something about AP courses, whether you need to have good grades to take them?
I think you definitely do need good grades to want to take AP courses. It's very challenging work, and you want to have a good base from your previous classes to know that you're going to be successful when you're taking a class that's at a college level while you're still in high school.
But you always have to get good grades to take an AP class? Always? No?
Well, anybody can take
Okay.
an AP class.
All
You can
right.
challenge yourself. Yeah, you just have to be able to put in the hard work and dedication. It's going to be a fair amount of studying, but it's going to be worth it at the end, I believe.
I think people, when they think about AP exams, they think about the rigorous curriculum, the difficulties. People think that a college class could be impossible for a high schooler, but in my personal experience, and I can speak for a lot of my fellow students as well, I think the part that a lot of people oversee is the experience in terms of the teachers, the peers that are around you. They make the curriculum that is so difficult so much easier for you. There have been times where I've definitely been struggling in my classes, and I just look around to my teachers, to the students around me, and they really motivate me to better myself and pursue the curriculum that is so difficult. Even wherever my college experience or my high school experience takes me, I think one of the things that I'll always remember are the classes that I took. Just to name a few, like AP Computer Science A, AP Computer Science Principles, and AP Calculus BC. With my teacher, Ms. Oronosa over here, they're going to be like the favorite parts of my high school experience.
Thank you. So United High School, a student please. Are AP courses stressful, and how do you handle them if you are in extracurricular activities like band, athletics?
They could definitely be challenging. One thing about AP courses is that you, unlike a normal course, you are almost forced to study on your own. You can't just go in and expect to perform amazingly off of just what you're learning in class. You have to put in the work outside of school in the same way that you do inside. So one way that you can definitely offset this stress is by finding amazing friends like the ones I have here. They are always, there's a culture of hard work and rigor within the AP classrooms, and we all study with each other, we all motivate each other. So that's definitely the best way I handle stress, by relying on those around me who put in the same work, if not even harder work than I do.
Thank you. So United South High School student, tell us about this myth. I don't think I will score high enough on the AP exam to get college credit.
Well, many colleges here in Texas, they will take the credit if you score at least a 3 on the exam. And I know that most people at my school did score a 3 or higher. So I think that it is definitely doable.
Thank you. So LBJ student, does taking AP courses hurt your GPA?
So taking an AP course, it helps your GPA if you pass the exam, but if you don't pass the exam, nothing happens. You don't get a penalty, it doesn't hurt your GPA. So in the long run, it is worth it, because if you pass, and I mean with the amazing teachers we have in the district, there's a high probability you will pass. And so passing is worth it, but don't worry, because if you don't pass, it doesn't hurt your GPA.
So if I pass my AP exam with a 3 or better, do I get extra points? Yes? How many points?
Just like, since like AP courses are, like from the get-go, they're a weighted course, they automatically add 10 points to your like overall grade at the end of the semester. And then on top of that, if you do pass your AP exam with at least a 3, they'll add another 5 points to your overall grade in that class.
So how many of you have taken quite a number of AP exams just so that you can get your GPA up there? Cool. All right, so that's how it helps the GPA of the students. They get 10 extra points because the class is weight, 10 points, and then 5 extra points if they get a 3 or better on the AP exam. So if they challenge the AP exam and if they get a 3 or better, they can apply those 5 extra points to a class that is related to the AP exam that they took. And they have until the fall semester of their senior year to do that, so they can think about it. But hopefully they won't forget, because those 5 points are still hanging there. All right, so Alexander, student, I can't take AP because no one has recommended me. Alexander.
Well, for AP exams, AP classes, you don't need any recommendations at all. Me personally, I had a friend, Ian. He's had some difficulty in school for sure. He hasn't had the highest grades, but simply because I feel like he has the level that it takes, he chose to pursue an AP calculus class his senior year, having never taken something of the sort, and right now he's doing fantastic. So I think there's no qualifications, no recommendations that you need to take an AP level course.
Thank you. So again, there are opportunities for assistance whenever you take an AP course or an AP exam, And the instructors that are here today will tell you more about what they do in their courses. But just to give you an idea, they mentioned CELAR, that's college level academic readiness. In other words, you take the course in the fall and then you continue taking it in the spring. So you essentially have the teacher for a whole full year, depending on your schedule. So I'm gonna ask United High School teacher if you can tell us a little bit about if you have a CELAR course, you know, how do you handle that?
Well, I don't actually have a CELAR course this year, but you know, here in Laredo, writing and communicating at the college level in English is probably the most difficult area for most of our students. They tend to be a little bit better in math and science, but then they're lagging behind the rest of the United States when it comes to, not all, I'm speaking in generalities. So a CELAR course for an AP English class really benefits our students because we want them to take the exam, but they need to keep working at reading and writing and communicating at the highest levels in English, as all of these students who are sitting here at this table did in my class, and as all of them passed the AP English language exam, and all of them have been accepted into top-tier schools. So communication is key. And I did just want to add one thing. When your children are applying to college, even though that's far off, many universities ask two questions. How many AP courses does your high school offer? And then how many did you take? So they're making a judgment on that too. Were you willing to accept and compete at that rigorous level? And that makes you a more desirable candidate for their university.
You know that if I were to take Ms. Arciniega's class, I've gone to visit her class quite a bit, and if it's a CELAR course, it's weighed, but it sort of like gets me all excited when I see her using the Socratic method with those students, you know, the way they engage, the way they reply, and that's pretty much what we're talking about in terms of critical thinking and those higher level thinking skills that are needed in order for the students to be able to do it on their own. So thank you, ma'am, for that. And again, the CELAR course is weighed also, so you get 10 points if you take a CELAR course. So you heard it from most of the students, what their experience is, but what I'm gonna do now is give you some more links, and this is first-hand information from other students in the nation, giving you their perspective on what our AP exam's about, but I mean, you don't really need to listen to them because you're hearing it from the students here. So they're the ones that are giving you that perspective. There's also a video, and we do have some of the teachers that are in the audience that are in the video. And that video pretty much has them explaining what they do in their class. They've been stars since back in the day when they started. So they have quite a bit to say. And if you want to get an idea what is it that they do in their class, you might want to check out these videos. I'm not going to play it. So yeah, because it takes a while. So there's several teachers in the videos. But if you have the time, I recommend that you do. And that way you'll know what your son or daughter is getting from this course. All right? I think Ms. Oronos is in there, Ms. Arciniega, I forget who else, from a Spanish teacher from LBJ. Yeah. And that was back then, 2016, 2017. Okay. All right. So they've been doing it quite a while, yes. Yeah, they have quite a bit of experience. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to open it up to questions. If you want to know more, you can come up here in the front. There's 2 microphones. And ask the question, whatever group you like, and they'll be able to give you their answer. And I'll try to keep it to maybe 3 or 4 questions because I want to make sure that I don't keep you here too much, so that way you can enjoy your evening. But I do appreciate it, spending time with us. Anybody have any questions? We can keep giving you information if you like. All right, so I'm going to pick on LBJ then. All right, LBJ. So tell me how your parents help you to make the best choices when taking these types of courses.
Okay, so me personally, my mom is a teacher, so she knows the importance of taking courses like advanced placement courses. And my dad too, obviously, I think both of my parents have always instilled that importance of education into me to have a better opportunity than they did when they were kids, because I know like when they were younger, they wouldn't have had this opportunity to take college level courses in high school. So they do push me to be the best and to study and of course do the best that I can possibly in my courses. So yeah, my parents they always push me to do the best in school that I can.
So you heard it. I also want to ask Ms. Nunez, because I know she's teaching AP English, Lit and English language, and she also used to teach at TAMI-U, right?
I'm sorry?
You also taught at TAMI-U?
At LC.
LC, all right. So can you give us some perspective?
So whenever you're teaching AP classes, I actually enjoy teaching them more because I get to chunk down the material for the students more. I get to be more creative with them. And even though I'm rigorous with them and they read a lot, they write a lot, they get to be creative. We get to cover more material as opposed to, for example, 8 weeks. At LC, right now, we're doing the English 1301 and 1302 in 8 weeks. And to be honest with you, I don't think we enjoy the readings. We don't get to do the critical thinking activities that I want to do as much. And so I'm enjoying my AP classes more because, again, we get to be more creative and I get to talk about make world connections and help them, go more in detail into the material. And so I think that my AP kids, they're gonna go into Laredo College or TAMI-U, and they're gonna be able to tackle those essays way easier. It's gonna be way easier for them to handle secondary sources and primary sources and be unbiased and be objective in their research.
Thank you. So parents, guardians, it's up to you to start that conversation, and right now the conversation can go on with the people that you see up here. So anybody? Question? Don't be. Yes. So anybody want to take that? Because I know the answer.
I think one of our students can answer that, from United, because they had to make that decision whether to take dual classes or take AP courses.
Hi, I'm Athena. So I had to make that decision myself, whether I wanted to take college level classes like with LC or the AP route. So I did end up taking the college course route freshman and sophomore year, and then I chose to switch out and take AP courses. As of now, I've taken, I think 13 AP courses, and I found that I really enjoyed the environment offered with AP courses, but again, this definitely depends on the student. If your kid would like to stay in Texas, there are certain benefits that are offered for early college that won't be offered out of state, if that makes sense. So some schools I know of personally, out of state won't take that LC credit, but when it comes to AP, because the AP tests are standardized nationwide, it's something that's accepted nationwide, and LC is a regional, I think, or a Texas, sorry, yes, a Texas school. And I personally, I just want to throw this in here. When it comes to AP, one thing that I noticed is it's about the rigor. It's definitely there. The environment is also there, but definitely the teachers, create a space of learning that is unparalleled. You get such deep, I guess, perspective, a deep dive into the subject, and the teachers become not only teachers but mentors that the students, at least from what I've seen, and I can speak for my classmates, that they know that they can rely on their teachers, and when it comes to college application season, summer programs, they know that these teachers are always going to be there for them to help them as they're growing as students. So that's just my personal experience with AP. With LC, since I did drop it after sophomore year, all I know is that it's just a more of a Texas thing. But again, depends what your child is looking for.
Thank you. Is that good? Do you have a follow-up, or is that good? The early college, it's very stringent. You have to take so many hours every year that you're in high school. The early start is very flexible. You can take the courses if you like, or you don't have to. You can take the AP courses instead. And you can do a combination of both, early start pathway and AP courses.
So yes, I was a part of the early start pathway, not the early college program. Sorry.
You know, that's it? Well, the LC curriculum is what we follow for the early college, as well as the early start pathway program. So the teachers do need to have a master's to teach the college courses. They do have to have a master's, and if they have a master's in another area, they do need to have 18 graduate hours in the content that they're teaching. Unlike the AP courses, they have to go to training every summer, and they have to do it for a week. And the longer you teach the course, the better you get at it in terms of relaying that information to the students. And the reason I'm saying that is because I used to be an AP chemistry teacher at Alexander, and I know how fruitful it is to do the AP reading that Ms. Arciniega was mentioning, because I would spend a week somewhere. It was either Nebraska or Chicago or whatever the case may be, and I would actually grade papers, and I would get experience in terms of what I needed to teach to allow the students to be able to be competitive once they leave Laredo, once they leave Texas, and so on. As a matter of fact, some of them that ended up at LC at TAMU were actually tutoring. They were making money tutoring the students that were still behind in some of the areas that courses they were taking. So, anybody want to add to that?
Yes, if I may.
Sure.
Our students have a win-win situation. And by that I mean a student can take an early start pathway college class and challenge an AP exam. Because the way the AP is set up, you don't necessarily have to be enrolled in an AP class in order for you to be able to take the AP exam. So it is very likely that a student who is in an early start pathway or an early college class choose to take an AP exam that is corresponding. For instance, if you take in a college biology class, we encourage students. You can get that college credit with your biology, but prepare also to challenge the AP biology or AP English language or US history for that matter. What the young lady from United was saying makes a whole lot of sense, because with the AP, it's a nationally standardized program. And if a student is intending to leave Texas to go to another state, depending on the criteria of the institution, you may end up getting a credit for an AP physics class you take or an AP chemistry class you take. But if you take in a college class at LC, it is a straight shot. You take the class there, LC gives you the credit. If LC is accredited with other institutions across the state or across the country, it's possible that that credit can be transferred from Laredo College to maybe a college up north. So when I say it's a win-win, the rigor and the preparation and the investment in learning is what really matters. And we've listened to our students here talk about the experience they have amongst themselves, collaborating, learning from each other. These are the things that are skills that will take them through life, through university, through work, having to be around like-minded people, working towards the same goal, and being invested in what you have to do. So what we really ask of students and parents is to let them understand they should not be afraid of the fact that it is an AP course. It's gonna ask a lot of them, time spent studying. Our students have a lot of time that they misuse, and we have to channel that time into something that's gonna be beneficial to them. So the rigor they experience, the time they spend studying, it's really something that's gonna benefit them in their time management skills and just being invested in their studies. So if you have a daughter or son who's conflicted, let them take the college class, but tell them, hey, you can challenge the AP exam also. It's doable.
So, Mr. Koroma, tell us about your two boys.
Well, I don't remember, but I think...
Well, you have your two sons.
Yeah, my son's Magna Dean is here. She could probably speak to that more than I can.
Can you tell us what university they went to? Because I know they were at United, right? One was at United and one was at Alexander.
Yeah.
So what university are they at right now?
I'll defer to Ms. Alacon. She was the Magna Dean to my son.
We had one of his sons, and right now I believe he's at the University of Chicago. He was an extraordinary, student who went the route of taking AP exams, not only the classes, but also, like Mr. Koroma said, challenging the exams. When they challenge an exam, there's a lot of individual studying that they have to do, but they have all these wonderful teachers at any school. We have wonderful teachers that they provide tutorials and they provide, resources for them to study. But yes, we're very proud of Mr. Koroma's son, who came to United, and he was an AP scholar. And
he was a national AP scholar. And he was our valedictorian. And he was a National Merit Scholar finally.
Oh, no.
So yes, an amazing student.
Ms. Oronoz, did you want to...
Mr. Rosales, I wanted to give the opportunity to the students to tell you at least more or less how many exams they have passed, and at least the seniors, so they can share where they're going for college. I think that it's an impressive information for our parents that are here tonight.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rolando Vela, and I have taken 12 AP classes, AP exams, and I have passed 11. And I currently am committed to Northwestern University for a full ride through Questbridge. And one of the main things that the AP exams have helped me with, besides just getting into the school, is also giving me credits. So I currently qualify for 3 classes as of now, but I will be retaking another test this following spring. And just by getting a 5 on this test, I can skip 2 more classes when I get to college. So I just want to reiterate how important it is for your student to not only take these AP exams, but also do well on them.
Yes, hi, my name is Diego Lopez. I have taken 9 AP exams. I have passed 7. I will be attending Princeton University through the same program as Rolly, through Questbridge for a full ride. And yeah, AP classes have helped me get to that level of rigor that I feel like your child can most definitely do as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Abigail, and I passed 7 classes and challenged 1 AP exam and also passed that exam, so I've taken 8. And I just wanted to mention that it is an amazing opportunity to take these courses because of the benefits of the financial aspects and the resources that the teachers provide, but I also wanted to mention the classroom environment. So in an AP classroom environment, the students and the teachers are all active in their knowledge and the pursuing of knowledge. And in a regular class, it's a little bit more difficult because the teacher is on the pacing of all of the other students. So let's say if in a regulars class, the students don't really understand the content, the teacher has to kind of go a little bit backwards and continue teaching the same concept. So in an AP class, everybody is into their work, they study, they love what they do. So it's a more environment of the engagement. And that's what I want to mention.
I'm Athena. I've taken 11 AP exams and passed 11 AP exams. Well, I think Abby is with me on this. We currently don't know exactly where we're going to college, but I think we're both hoping UT or something of the sort.
I have taken 11 AP exams, and I have had the opportunity to pass all of them. And they, I guess, taught me more than what the, I guess, regular classroom could teach me. They taught me to, I guess, go out of my comfort zone and try to learn more than what is offered. And kind of just, I guess, go out there and meet new people, because I remember when I was studying for a lot of my exams, I went online to research some questions, and I stumbled across many communities of individuals from across the country also studying for the same exam. And so through like the AP courses, we were able to connect and, I guess, kind of help each other, help lift each other, and just form a good community that I will hopefully see sometime in the future. And hopefully we'll all be able to, I guess, uplift each other into helping the world around us. Okay. Wait, do I have? I am going to attend Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the following year.
Anybody else? Before we dismiss today, just a reminder that on February the 13th, we have part 3, that is the Early Start Pathway Program. But I'm sure that Alexander wants to add more to it. Okay, go ahead. I mean, I feel the Merit Scholar is about to speak, right?
Yes, I believe that these AP classes are very helpful because I am one of 2 students in the city of Laredo that can say that I am a National Merit semifinalist. So I believe that these AP classes have taught me well.
I think that the AP classes definitely help with a lot of college readiness. This past summer, I was able to take classes at Stanford University, and I passed both of them with A's in both of my classes. And I definitely attribute all of that critical thinking and problem solving that I had to apply in those classes and the advanced writing levels that I was writing at and reading at, definitely to my AP classes and the exams that I had taken and passed.
You have a question? No? Okay. Thank you very much again for your time. They'll be here. Thank you very much. They'll be here for you in case you have, want to approach them and ask any questions. Thank you again. Thank you, students, teachers, administrators.